Hey guys, this is HD, and I'm here with Husky Starcraft. And by the way, if you guys don't know who Husky is, he's a commentator just like me. And I'll advise you guys to check out his channel. It is youtube.com/Husky Starcraft. You guys can find lots of cool commentaries there. I also do a lot of dual casts with him on his channel. Husky, why don't you say what's up real quick?
What is up is we are about to see an epic game between Diva, the blue Zerg down here in the bottom left side. He actually has a really complicated name. We tried pronouncing that before this, but we're just going to call him Diva. And versus Orb. I cannot wait for this game. It is going to be a Zerg versus Protoss. And if you guys don't know, Orb is from Team Liquid. I don't know about Diva, but Orb has some pretty epic games. So HD, are you as pumped for this game as I am?
I am super pumped for this game. This is going to be a Zerg versus Protoss. So basically my favorite race versus Husky's favorite race. And so we already got money on the line, pride on the line, bragging rights, everything you want to throw down, we throw down. And this is going to be an epic battle to say the least. I think that Diva might actually even be sending out an early scouting drone here. Pretty early scouting drone.
Hey, HD, I think we should, all the donation money that we've each made, I think we should bet it on this game, so I get all your fans' money. If I have my Protoss, I don't think they'd like that. But yeah, I'll just be cheering for Protoss because it is my main race, and it does look like he's actually going a gateway build, which I think you can fast expand on this map more so than on other maps. I have seen it done, not nearly as much, but it is, if you can look at the choke really quick of the natural, you can actually expand, fast expand, what I mean by that is, as a Protoss player, you get your forge up at your natural choke and do that, kind of StarCraft 1 style. But we're not going to see that. We are going to see some normal play here from Orb.
Yeah, we're probably not going to see the fast expand anymore, seeing as how the gateway and the pylon have already gone 2 pylons inside the main already. And so Orb is not going to be looking to grab that early eco advantage. Of course, there is one thing we have to remember. When you do grab your expansion, there is an exploitable backdoor on this map, which makes it much, much easier for your opponent to just kind of sneak by all your defenses at your choke point. And so effectively, you have 2 chokes to take care of. But look at this, Diva is going to grab a fast expansion. I think that is a pull first. It is a pull first. Looks like a 13 pull, 15 hatch. So we are going to be seeing an eco build from the blue Zerg, and we'll see what Orb does to respond. By the way, this game was highly recommended by a lot of users on YouTube who are apparently watching Orb's stream. And so I'm just casting what the people want, and hopefully you guys enjoy this.
Yeah, it's good that you mentioned that, HD. I was actually going to say that too. I got at least 6 or 7 messages for this game specifically. I'm sure HD got even more. So we do appreciate you guys sending games to us if they're good games. I mean, we don't want to be watching your noob friends stomp each other at like 5, 8 p.m. But this one was recommended at least 10 or 15 times between us. So if this is a bad game, you know what? It's your guys' fault, but we are going to enjoy this game for sure. And that poor probe's not going to make it because Zerglings are way too fast.
I don't know. It's going to be a pretty close race. As long as the probe doesn't try to dance around, he might be able to make it. We'll check back on that in a little bit. The hatchery almost coming up here, and it looks like we are going to be seeing a roach build from Diva. Interesting. I've never really seen a fast expand roach build before. Usually it is a 1-base roach build. So do you want to comment a little bit on that?
All I know is when I'm a Protoss player, I love going against roaches. So we're going to have to wait and see what Diva, how many roaches he really commits to it. Because if you it's easy to get carried away with the roaches as, I mean, they're just so easy to hit that SR button to start making roaches. So S for the larva and then R to make roach, roach, roach. But there isn't any high-tech buildings on the way yet from Orb that I can see. Do note he did put a pylon at the rock high ground there, which if you're a Protoss player, you definitely want to be doing that because Zerg players can bust in there faster than you can usually defend it, and so it's good to have the vision over there. And also, if you can look at the natural of the Protoss player, I really like that Overlord placement there, as it's still giving fairly good vision. It can see when the expansion goes down, but really hard to snipe that Overlord. But for now, it really looks like they're actually going to be macroing up here a little bit. The robotics facility fairly late, so I definitely think we're going to be seeing a macro game, though.
Yeah, and I mean, at this point in the game, it's a good thing that the scouting probe kind of got pushed away by the Zerglings, which does make this robotics facility come up a little later. I'm sure if Orb had seen that Roachborn with that scouting probe earlier on, then he would have gotten the robo facility and maybe some quicker immortals. But I don't think it really matters because we haven't seen any immortals from Diva yet. And it looks like he too is going to be going for this macro build, just now getting his 2nd queen up. and a layer as well. So I'm not sure why he even threw down the Roach Warren, because we haven't really seen any roaches yet. Oh, here comes the first couple roaches right now. And an infestation pit. Really fast infestation pit. Wow. And then he cancels. So now I'm really lost. I don't know what's going on.
Well, you were getting so excited there for that one, and then he just kind of, all those dreams went down the tubes. There is an observer on the way right now, and I want to mention, as a fellow Protoss player, his Sim City, and what I mean by Sim City is how you lay out your base defensively, is pretty gosh darn good right now. He's got it really compact. He's got his pylons in the back, so it's hard. I mean, one pylon's pretty much powering all those buildings, and it also makes it difficult to run the units into the mineral line because it's going to be blocked out by a lot of those buildings. So great play already from Orb. And I want to mention one thing about Orb too, is he is really popular for using sentries and zealots, which we're actually not seeing that as much in this game. So HD, have you actually seen games where he gets more stalkers? Because it just seems like he always gets zealots, sentry.
To be honest, I have not really watched Orb stream all that much, but I would assume that, you know, a Zealot Sentry build, as I've casted a game between, I think it was Artosis and a Void Raise or something like that, where the Zealot Sentry build is extremely powerful. But of course, we all know how good Stalkers are. I mean, they're not the greatest, but they're pretty good against Roaches. So maybe with some good placement of force fields, he'll be able to deal with the Zerglings, not allow them to surround his forces when the first battle occurs, and then be able to take out those Roaches. Critically, the first observer is overhead, like you said. It is over the natural and the main, and it sees exactly what Diva is building right here. So we probably will see some Immortals coming soon.
Absolutely. There was also an Overlord that got taken out in Orb space. I do want to note that Diva actually got the Overlord speed fairly quickly, and Overlord speed in StarCraft 2 is really cheap. I believe it's 50 minerals, 50 gas, and you can get it fairly early once you get that layer up. So if you're a Zerg player, just make sure you are getting that. He's sending out these Overlords once again, just to get vision of the entire map as much as possible, and it'll even say this Overlord at the natural of Orb. And so, yeah, the Immortals are out, so we should be seeing a big battle here pretty soon. That is a lot of Roaches, though, from Diva. That's definitely more than usual.
Yeah, and he's actually grabbing a 12 o'clock expansion now as well, so looking to gain that economic edge, but at the same time, Orb is grabbing his second base. Now, keep in mind, since this isn't as established as Brood War, it's difficult to call exactly how many bases the Protoss needs to be to keep up with the Zerg. Typically in Brood War, the Zerg player wants to be one base ahead most of the time, and so right now he is going to be 3 bases to 2 if these expansions don't, you know, get taken out. So it's a difficult call, and I don't know why Orb's attacking his warp gate there. But we are seeing a lot of Immortals coming out.
Yep, you are correct. I think, I just want to touch on that point a little bit. I think that the Zerg, they can play pretty toe-to-toe with Protoss on 2 bases. Obviously, if you're a base up, it's always a good thing. It's just because of the Queens, you can spawn those larvae, get those units out much quicker, and Zerg are much more able to turtle. It basically kind of puts all the unit, or all the races on even footing there when it comes to bases. That's just how I see it. So, saying that, though, I think it's going to be up to Orb to push out and lock down one of these expansions, or otherwise, like he said, he's just going to fall behind in the macro.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Orb hasn't pushed out yet. He's got a really strong army here. 4 Immortals. I mean, come on, 4 Immortals with that kind of backup, I think can demolish this amount of Roaches, no problem. And really, we're not seeing too many Zerglings, so not really good unit diversity from Diva. I don't know why Orb is waiting. Does he want to get out macroed? He needs to push out sooner rather than later, take out one of these bases or start applying some pressure on the Zerg. And I really like how Diva is using this creep tumor to really extend that creep along with his Overlords. If we just look on the mini-map, half the map, almost half the map, kind of a quarter, is already covered in that purple goo. And we do see the first battle going on here. Why aren't the force fields going down? We need to see some use of that force field. Split up the Roach army is what Orb needs to do right now, and I guess it doesn't really matter. I think that the Roaches are going to go down.
Yeah, like you said, I don't know why he didn't use those force fields. He does have enough energy on the sentries. He's even losing the sentries there before the This is such a close battle, but a force field really would have turned that into Orb's favor a lot more. Because if you guys didn't know this, with force field, when you place it on top of units, do note that Orb won that battle quite decisively.